Nervous tissue is one of the four basic tissues of the body. Nervous tissue is divided into central nervous system, CNS, which includes the brain enclosed in the skull, and the spinal cord enclosed in the vertebral column, and peripheral nervous system, PNS, which includes peripheral nerves and their endings, and ganglia, both spinal and sympathetic ganglia. Nervous tissue. Examples: peripheral nerve trunk, stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power and high power. Peripheral nerve trunk, stained with osmic acid to stain the myelin sheath, examined by low power and high power. Ganglia. Spinal ganglia, stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power and high power. Spinal ganglia, stained with silver, examined by low power. Sympathetic ganglia, stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power and high power. Peripheral nerve trunk. Examples: slice stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power, showing bundles of peripheral nerve fibers surrounded by connective tissue perineurium. By high power, showing the structure of peripheral nerves. Peripheral nerve trunk, stained with osmic acid to stain the myelin sheath. By low power, showing bundles of black peripheral nerve fibers surrounded by connective tissue perineurium. By high power, showing the structure of peripheral nerves with the stained myelin sheath. Peripheral nerve trunk, stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power, showing multiple nerve fibers separated by connective tissue endoneurium. The fibers are grouped in bundles separated by connective tissue perineurium. The whole nerve trunk is surrounded by connective tissue epineurium. Peripheral nerve trunk, stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by high power, showing bundles of myelinated nerve fibers. Each nerve fiber is surrounded by a connective tissue endoneurium, while the whole bundle is surrounded by connective tissue perineurium. The axon appears as a stained red circle or spot, surrounded with a clear ring, which represents the unstained myelin sheath, as fat dissolves during preparation. Then there are the nuclei of Schwann cells, making another circle. Therefore, there are two stained circles. One represents the axoplasm, while the other represents the neurolimmal sheath. Peripheral nerve trunk, stained with osmic acid for examining the myelin sheath, by low power, showing multiple black stained bundles of nerve fibers separated by connective tissue perineurium, and the whole nerve trunk is surrounded by connective tissue epineurium. Peripheral nerve trunk, stained with osmic acid, examined by high power, showing bundles of myelinated nerve fibers appearing as small dark circles representing the stained myelin sheath, as the axoplasm and the neurolemma are not stained. The fibers are separated by connective tissue endoneurium. arranged in groups or bundles separated by connective tissue perineurium. Ganglia examples. Spinal ganglia stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power, showing nerve cells arranged in groups separated by excessive nerve fibers. By high power, nerve cells are seen surrounded by flat cells, capsular cells. Spinal ganglia stained with silver, examined by low power, showing nerve cells arranged in groups separated by excessive nerve fibers. Sympathetic ganglia stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power, showing irregular nerve cells of uniform size scattered in the ganglia. By high power, showing the absence of capsular cells. Spinal ganglia stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power. It has thick connective tissue capsule. Nerve cells of variable sizes are arranged in groups or rows, mainly under the capsule, separated by excessive thick myelinated nerve fibers. Spinal ganglia stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by high power, showing pseudo-unipolar nerve cells rounded in shape of variable sizes, may be large or small, arranged in groups or rows, surrounded by capsular flat cells and separated by excessive nerve fibers. Spinal ganglia stained with silver, examined by low power. It appears dark brown, has thick connective tissue capsule, nerve cells brown in color, arranged in groups or rows, mainly under the capsule, separated by excessive nerve fibers. Sympathetic ganglia stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by low power. It has thin connective tissue capsule. Nerve cells are multipolar, irregular in shape, of uniform size, scattered in the ganglia, separated by scanty, thin, non-myelinated nerve fibers. Sympathetic ganglia stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by eyepiece and low power. It appears small, ovoid in shape, has thin connective tissue capsule. Nerve cells are multipolar, irregular in shape, of uniform size, scattered in the ganglia, separated by scanty, non-myelinated nerve fibers. Satellite cells or capsular cells are few and less distinct because of the numerous dendrites of the multipolar nerve cells. They are only present in the large ganglia around nerve cells. Large-sized sympathetic ganglia stained with hematoxylin and eosin, examined by high power, showing multipolar nerve cells of uniform size scattered in the ganglia, separated by scanty, thin, non-myelinated nerve fibers. These nerve cells are surrounded by few capsular cells. Some nerve cells, however, are not surrounded by capsular cells. Sympathetic ganglia stained with silver, examined by eyepiece and loop power. It appears small, ovoid, dark brown in color. It has thin connective tissue capsule. Nerve cells are brown in color, multipolar, irregular in shape, of uniform size, scattered in the ganglia, separated by scanty nerve fibers. Nerve endings. They are the endings of neurons into epithelial, connective, and muscular tissues. Nerve endings are either receptors or effectors. Examples of nerve endings in muscular tissue: muscle spindle, pacinial corpuscle, are examples of proprioceptors. Muscle spindles, high power, transverse section of skeletal muscle fibers showing peripheral flattened nuclei, and multiple small bodies scattered between the muscle fibers. They are the muscle spindles, each consisting of a capsule, a subcapsular lymphatic space which contains fluids, nerve fibers, both motor and sensory, and intrafusal muscle fibers of various types. Pacinial corpuscle, high power. It is a large, thickly capsulated nerve ending, oval in shape, covered with a thick connective tissue capsule, formed of concentric lamellae of flat cells. The naked nerve ending ends in a small expansion. It looks like a sliced onion.